Hi, it's that time of the year again. We are focusing on the African child. On the 16th of June, as a continent, we come together to zero in on the plight of the African child, looking at how we can make our society better for children. This particular year, our focus is on the issue of harmful practices that actually perpetuate violence or actually hinder progress in the lives of our African children. As you all know, Africa, Uganda, and most of Sub-Saharan Africa has one of the youngest populations in the world. Uganda alone has more than half of our population as children. But the situation of our children, unfortunately, leaves a lot to be desired. We still have a lot of violence against children. We have one of the highest rates of teenage pregnancy in the continent. We also have a lot of early marriage of our young girls, which actually affects the education outcomes for children. So as we speak on this subject of social norms, it is a call for us to re-examine our role in the upbringing of children. It's a call to parents, it's a call to fellow children, it's a call to the different stakeholders, our policymakers, our government officials. How can we work together to actually improve on the environment for children? When we speak about social norms, we're speaking about these behaviors that over time we have accepted that many times do not actually work in the best interests of children. We come from a society and a culture that drives certain practices that may not necessarily really encourage the well-being of children. For example, we are looking at the issue of our girls. There are different perspectives and perceptions that we have towards the girl child, and this has actually encouraged practices such as early marriage. We know the problems of female genital mutilation and how that also affects on the education of girls. So it is important that as we celebrate this day, we look at what are those things in our culture that we can maintain that helps with the proper upbringing of children. But what are those things that we need to put away that don't actually encourage the well-being of children? The issue of violence against children, the idea that violence is the best way for us to discipline and bring up children, is something that over time we have seen is not giving us the results that we expected. The issue of corporal punishments and the beating of children is something that we are seeing for ourselves, something that is, instead of correcting children, is creating a cycle of violence in the upbringing of children. It is against this background that we see cases of domestic violence in households going higher and higher. It is important that some of these beliefs or ways of doing things are really put to a halt. We need to move away from these practices that are actually undermining progress of us as a continent, of us as a nation, and focus on nurturing children, on creating a safe environment, and really questioning some of these norms and beliefs. So we call upon you. The evidence that we have generated through research is enormous, and it really speaks to a grim situation of children in this country and in this continent. So we need to reverse this. And the call, therefore, is for us to stop and put an end to these norms and beliefs that don't work in the best interest of the African child. Thank you.